Option, we are talking cars. And this is a VW Polo 1 liter TSI Life. It is considered to be the best in its segment, to be the best in its class. In fact, as far as super minis are concerned, this is the creme de la creme. Now my question is this on merit or not? Join me as we find out. Now the party trick, look at how nice these lights are. These are called IQ Matrix headlights, and these are LED. Look at the strip that runs across the both lights. Looks amazing. It looks really nice. Now from the rear, it's a classic case of new VW models. The tail lights are quite reminiscent of the ones that you find in the likes of your Tiguan, your Golfs, your T-Roc and so forth. I do like the inclusion and placement of these PDC sensors, which is right next to your rear light deflectors, which is great for misty and rainy conditions. Great. I also approve of the inclusion of the tow bar, which means that you can load a load. In fact, you load a load, or load a trailer rather. Yeah, really do like convenience and all that. Great. Plus the boot space is quite limited, as you're gonna see just now. Yeah, overall I think it looks really nice. It is quite angular. It is like well appointed. Let's look into the boot part of the car, or the boot area of the car, something like that. As for then opening the boot area, you can either do so by pressing on your key fob, press and hold on this button over here, right, and then it does that, unlocks for you. Get closer and you pull the badge, right? It's now open. Now standard in South Africa, Polo have a cooler box. There's no other way, it has to be there. So this is the most effective test for today. There's a cooler box in my Polo, and inside, of course, it is such a sunny day, there are refreshments. Which ones, you may ask? Depends on the occasion or the time. But anyway, let's quickly remove this and just inspect the boot area. Hope you can pick it up. It is quite decent. It's not so big, I can clearly see from here. 3 cooler boxes would fit, and yeah, not such a big space in here, but it works. So this is a place where you can then hang 1 or 2 shopping bags. I am picking up a light from the other side, so you can also use this in at night or when you can't really see. And underneath this area is a fully sized steering wheel, so it doesn't have a rim like the other wheels, but it will do for now. It's welcome. Also, this is a size, what size is this? 17, I think it has to be, probably. If it isn't, forgive me. Over onto the side, there's a very tiny space. Yeah, like really tiny. The best you can possibly fit in here is just something in my hand or whatever. And this is it from the boot area. Let's put the cooler box back inside, because otherwise that's it from the boot area. Nothing too wow, just decent. Also, to comply with regulations and all that, we do have a triangle which is housed in this special area. So you unlock it just like that, and voila, here's a triangle. Great. This is it from the boot area. Now from this angle, I think the Polo has a bit of life into it. It looks amazing. This is not the R-Line by any chance, this is the Life, but look at how nice it looks. It looks quite decent. And the new VW logo, which is quite futuristic, is in there. You can see it from the front. Right beneath it, next to our Abusheni nameplate, you find your parking sensors and these horizontal slats which run through from one end to another. So right above it, there is still a parking sensor and a fog light, right? Looks really nice, looks really fancy. Upwards, you can see this IQ Matrix headlights, which look amazing. This is like LED technology, so you can see like really properly at night. And I think there's quite a looker from the front. Yes, the face is a bit familiar. It looks like a facelift instead of an all-new Polo, but I'm not really complaining. I think I like the previous one. I also do like this one. Now moving over onto the side of the car, you can see it comes equipped with what I do like, or the best of both worlds in my opinion. So you find these 17-inch alloy rims, and yeah, the tire profile is quite thick compared to your everyday car, meaning that potholes, uneven roads, unpaved roads, gravel and so forth, those are easily taken care of. and I really do appreciate that. I think this is the way to go about it. You know, stay away from those low profiles if you want to buy tires every now and then. Now notice how there is no side mounted indicator, but instead it's housed on your side mirrors. Looks really nice, looks really fancy. Now one thing that is quite obvious, or rather I'm going to try and make it obvious, look at these lines, right? So where you'd expect some plate to be maybe hidden, like, okay, or embossed over there, you know, this line that goes over there and then comes back, it's a duplicate of some sort, right? So the bottom part looks like a reflection of the upper part, so the same design thingy that I spoke about, which then curves and goes all the way to the back. You know, if you switch it up, this is also where you find it, right at the bottom. And the side profile, of course, looks amazing, looks amazing. I really do like. So it's a Polo, it's Polo Life. And what is a Polo without a sunroof, huh? You know, it has to be there, standard South African flavor. This is how we prefer it, this is how I would spec it. Let's look into the inside of the car. We always do start with the door card, or sometimes it depends on the occasion. You will notice that there's a carbon-like fiber effect which is used over there. It is a bit textured, and I like it. So this is where you can then unlock the car. This is the chrome, I don't know, but the plastic is quite fancy looking, looks nice. And then of course your standard door handle, and this is where you then open and operate your windows, right? Like central controls and so forth. This is where you adjust and open. There is a deep enough opening which is quite decent, but one thing that I do appreciate is how wide or big this probably a bottle holder, not a cup holder, definitely a bottle holder is. It looks nice. Plastic material could slightly be better for me. It looks a bit washed out in a way, yeah, but anyway, that's a small thing. Over onto the interior, let's start with the seats. Yeah, the seats, they just look okay for me. I think having leather seats, or if it was an option, I don't know if it's an option or not, but I'd prefer these seats in leather. But as for the cloth material, it is definitely a lot more comfortable. As you can see, it's quite squishy and supportive. This is where you then support your legs, you can really adjust it up and down and so forth. It looks really nice. And then you do find a center armrest, and then with these interesting cup holders, right? So these are not adaptive in any way. You can probably see you can house 1 or 2 items, and yeah, space for your Vaseline. You know, you never know when your mouth is gonna be very dry, I guess. And then opening the armrest as well, surprisingly it's very small but quite decent, so you can fit a number of items. As you can see, there are keys, there are many things inside here. It is quite shallow, small but shallow, you know. Looks nice and comfortable to use as well. So this is a 5-speed manual gearbox and not a DSG. If you opt for the DSG, probably getting a 6-speed or 7-speed, I'm not too sure about it. Let me first one thing that I do find interesting just by sitting on the seat over here is the fact that you get a traditional key, right? But hey, look at this, surprise, that stop button. Let me close the sunroof so that you can see. I do love sunroof, favorite feature on any car, right? First impressions, what are my thoughts? The car looks really fancy. The screens are there, they're showing off, they look quite decent. Okay, a bit of piano music, which is great, sounds nice. And then starting with the steering wheel, you know, this is the new VW1, and this one is fantastic in the sense that you don't get these buttons which offer you haptic feedback and touch screens, if that's what they're called. You get traditional buttons, you know. This is where you then operate your cruise control, and on the other side you have your voice commands and how you then operate the different menu items on the car, which I am yet to explore. So from this area, the carbon-like fiber material still continues throughout. It is a bit textured, which looks or feels rather quite nice to me, you know. Okay, I noticed it's a bit flimsy, you know, it's moving a bit, but I'm not complaining. It's not squeaking or anything. On the side though, it is quite yeah, it's there, quite robust, soft, really soft dash. Wow, impressive. Yeah, it is soft to the touch. I don't want to call it squishy, but whatever material is used over here, it is quite nice to the touch. I like it. I think the overview looks really nice. It really looks nice. Now over onto this part, you can see how deep and open that is. There's tissue should you need to ease yourself in any way you prefer. There's that, and a number of items. And what, of course, in a Polo, you know, we've got a cooler box in the boot area. You need a drink, and then you are ready all the time. Now you get these aircon controls or vents, which are housed in like a really ideal place. They feel solid to use or to the touch. I really do like a manual air conditioning system. Yeah, listen to those sounds. Yeah, feels like a quality product throughout. Right underneath you find your USB Type-C ports, 2 of them, 1, 2, which is great for your connectivity. And then of course right underneath, I don't know if this is your inductive charging pad, it looks like one. This is where you can place your phone as well. Right next to it is a place where you can then house your cards, which is great. Storage area is there. And then onto these menu items, I haven't had a chance to go through the car, so I'm not too sure. This is for your parking sensors, definitely. This though, I don't know if this is to assist with your parking or not. And then this would be your start stop controlling feature. Really nice. Right next to it you do find a 12-volt power supply if you do need it for whatever. Yeah, and great, a traditional handbrake right next to it. Now looking into the upper part of the car, this is where you then find or operate your lights. You can switch it on and off just like that. And one feature that I do like the most, which I'll get to just now, let me just show off this one. This is your sunglasses holder. Press it open there and you find a nice pair of sunglasses. Of course, that's where they should be. Yeah, what do I like the most? This button over here, you can push it back or forward to then open the sliding panoramic sunroof, which is the best feature ever for me. I really do like that. Let's just put it on so you can see the different menu items. Yeah, where do I even begin? I haven't had a chance to be with the car, so I don't know, but I know it offers you Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I'm not too sure if that is wireless or not, but then yeah, a traditional VW cluster I think doesn't really look all too different from the Tiguan R that we did. Please do review the car, and please like, subscribe, comment. It really does give me the motivation to keep on going. I really need that. So please like, please do subscribe, and check out the Tiguan video that I dropped earlier on. So yeah, this is how you then scroll through the different menu items. I think let's quickly check its consumption, which is driving time. No, let's go back. How do I go back now? Okay, this is how I go. Sitting at an average of 8 liters per 100, slightly higher than I would expect, but I am not too surprised. As a small turbocharged unit, depending on your driving style, if you press it a lot, it will consume a bit more. But if you drive sedately and you not get it to boost, then expect the consumption to be, I'd say a fair figure would be 7 liters per 100. Knowing Polos, these are very fuel efficient cars, you should be able to get about 5 to 6 liters per 100. So I think the driver of this car is quite he is heavy footed. So right underneath this part, this is where you operate your headlights. The auto on function is also there, and then you can really switch it on to your liking. And this is it from the front. Same thing on the other side. Looks really nice, looks decent. The buttons, I must mention, they do offer me a quality. The quality of the car is you get your adaptive cruise control as well. Nice, which is quite dope, I think. Wow, we're kind of this segment, really nice. As for the rear of the Polo, so a similar approach to the front. We do really get a nice opening or deep recessed area over here. You can store probably a drink, something like that. And of course it offers you electric windows, and the same thing as the front, which looks really nice. Now accessing this area or the rear part of the car, what are my thoughts? First impressions, I still wish it was leather seats, but this is our reality. This is what we have, and it's okay. You do find your isofix mounting points, which is great for those child seats. And yeah, that's why I don't like cloth seats. Look at how dirty it has become, you know. Yeah, with leather you don't really need to worry about that. But anyway, so space, or yeah, it's quite decent compared to, yeah, it's not class leading, I think. Yeah, it doesn't really look class leading to me, but the area, or the space rather, looks quite decent. The seats comfort, I am not complaining. It looks and feels amazing. Right underneath, right behind the seat, you get a pocket, which is quite useful to store a number of items. It also is quite deep. And then yeah, it's in terms of being inside the car. Let me step in fact. Being inside the car, I feel very comfortable. I really wish I had a center armrest, but there isn't any. But I wouldn't mind, or I'm not minding the fact that I do have two USB Type-C ports, you know, quick charge and all that. Yeah, this is it from the back, so nothing too interesting. Oh wow, nah, nothing is blowing my mind from this area. There is one interesting quirk. I don't know if this is a hanger for a shopping bag, or I really don't know. I really wish I knew. And there isn't one of those handlebars that you can use to then balance yourself. I don't know what those are called. You do have two reading lights that you can access or toggle on and off just like that. Nice, I really do like this opening. I feel that. Seat space, let me move into the middle row. Feels quite decent. I'm gonna sit all the way into the back, and notice that I still fit even though I'm in the middle seat, so there still is a bit of knee room that is still there that I can use, and the seat is quite comfortable. Funny enough, yeah, it is also quite supportive. I feel okay. I would do a long distance trip sitting in the middle row. Nice. Okay, driving impressions of the 1 liter Life. I believe this offers you something like between 75 and 85 kilowatts of power, and then 180 to 200 newton meters of torque, somewhere in between there. Shift action is quite smooth, it feels nice. NVH levels are great. It's very quiet in here. The only thing that I can hear from outside is just the engine. It feels very smooth. Steering wheel is nicely weighted, very direct, and the car feels quite nimble. You know, I can throw it into corners. I can really tell, like, first impressions. And of course, from the 1 liter engine, there's plenty of pulling power. So I'm in gear 5 right now, and I'm pressing lightly or gently, and already it's picking up, as you can probably see from your really nice and big digital screen. So yeah, I wouldn't mind doing long distances in the Polo. Seats feel amazing, nice and soft, nice and squishy, and yeah, very nice. Start stop technology is also in here. Okay, let me put it off. Yeah, so I'm just gonna give it a beat slightly. Okay, I don't know where the rev counter is. I'll just use the instinct, maybe through the different driving. Yeah. Okay, just gonna give it a beat slightly in third gear, foot flat, and the little 1 liter is okay. Quite a nice car, really nice. So yeah, one of the different manual driving modes, this is what you find. So as you toggle around the view button, then it offers you different types of views. Which one do I like the best? Probably this one. Yeah, I probably like this one because I can see the speed. Okay, no, not this one, because I need to see the RPM rate. So this one will work for me. Temperature gauge is that side, fuel gauge is this side. Consumption wise, I have touched on it. Shouldn't be too bad, depending on how aggressive you drive it. That's the thing when it comes to 1 liter engines, it depends on the driver. I know there are certain claims that, okay, a 1 liter engine should be fuel efficient. Yes, that's true, but not in reality. In reality is how you press it. You know, if you demand a bit more from it, it will reward you accordingly, but you need to then engage with it. Okay, third gear. Nice, nice. Everyday car, everyday run around. This isn't your normal everyday car though. Price tag, the Polo Life is quite expensive. So it's no longer the car that you buy as a first car. No, it doesn't really qualify as that anymore. This is a proper family-sized car, and there's like 3 of us in the car. I have a cameraman now, clapping hands. Just kidding, it's a once-off. And then yeah, there's 3 of us in the car, and the car has plenty of pulling power. I can see that it also does offer like one of those driving aids, which would help me stay in between the lines. I think it looks like that. Adaptive cruise control is the standard. Okay, not standard, but it's the an option, I believe. And yeah, I think the spec is quite nice in this car. I really do like. Okay, it's getting a bit hot. Let's just switch on the air conditioning unit just a little bit, which is nice and strong, you know. Easy to use, very cool, which is what I need just now. Nice and compact steering wheel, which is nice and direct, as I have touched on before. Yeah, what a nice and enjoyable car to drive. Really easy to use. Yeah, it's a manual, it's a 5-speed manual gearbox, which is, yeah, the clutch is quite light, the gearing is perfect, I think. And let's see, turbo lag, I think turbo lag is only up until 2.5 RPM. Yeah, that's where you get a bit of turbo lag. So if you press it, nothing much happens before then, and then yeah, at 2.5 it starts coming alive. Left lane, yeah, this is where you take a left. Driving feel from the driver's seat. Car is you know, dampers are really good. It is very comfortable. So as I go through like slight bumps on the roads, it feels very comfortable, and that's one driving characteristic of the Polo. So yeah, today I came here with one aim, and I wanted to figure out, are people seeing this car praises for nothing, or is it really well deserved? And in my humble opinion, I think so. I think it is a very nice little car, sort of, which performs really well, especially for your everyday use. There's a bit of performance should you want to explore it. It feels nice to use. I really do enjoy the shifter. It's quite smooth, you know. There are no rattles in the car. Quality, build quality is quite good. Everything feels nice. Everything feels within reach. You know, I can really operate the screens easily so. And yeah, you know, speed hump, comfortable, easy peasy. Really cannot tell that you're in a small car, you know. Effortless driving is what the Polo offers you, and maybe this is why it's so popular with this gentleman and everybody else. You know, it's such a popular little car, and I get why. You know, so if you really do get a bit ambitious with the spec list and spec it up, then it doesn't make a lot of sense because it becomes too expensive. But in this application and the way this is spec'd, I think this is the sweet spot. Would I recommend one? Yes, I would. Well, yeah, I would recommend one, but be aware it is a popular car. You are susceptible to theft and hijackings. Apart from that, I see why it is probably the benchmark in the class. It offers you the performance that you need, the consumption that you need, the comfort that you need. What else do you need in this small car? Yeah, everything basically. It's quite a decent, in fact, not even decent is an understatement. It's quite a great car. It's a great car to drive and use, and I am not just saying it praise because the owner is here. I am offer an honest opinion and review of any car. Seats are amazing. They feel very comfortable. The armrest, nicely padded. Not too soft, not too hard either. I think a nice in between there. NVH levels, I must touch on that. It's not harsh, very comfortable, as I mentioned before. Fairly quiet, in fact very quiet, you know. Yeah, it's very quiet inside. No squeaks or rattles. Everything is where it should be. I like it. In closing, what are my thoughts? Starting with the most important parts, your service and your warranty. You get a 3-year or 45,000 kilometer service plan, so you get 3 services for the next 3 years. You then get a 3-year or 120,000 kilometer warranty covered for the next 3 years. So pricing, priced from 350,000 and above. Yeah, it is quite pricey, eye-watering amount for a Polo. You'll decide if it's worth it or not. As a product though, I think it is well deserving of the name. Possibly the benchmark, it is what other cars are measured against in this compact car luxury segment, which it now somehow has found its way into the Polo, or vice versa. I think it is a great car. I really am not complaining about it. The only thing I could possibly complain about is just the price and the boot space. But apart from those, it is quite an accomplished car. It is very comfortable to drive. It's punchy, it's safe, and all that. Standard specification: you get your ABS, your electronic stability controls, your hill start assist, your different driver aids. Your driving views, your 6.5-inch infotainment screen. You get your park distance control, your automatic headlights, your rain sensing wipers, your isofix mounting points, 7 airbags, plenty of features. I could go on and on and on. So it is quite feature packed. Optional extras: what would I opt for personally? A sunroof, a panoramic sunroof that is priced at 14,100 rands. This is a must-have feature for me. And then apart from that, everything else should be fine on the car. I really do like the car overall. I think it's a great car to drive and pilot. It is a car that you will enjoy its ownership, well, if you manage to keep it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, please do subscribe, and yeah, see you on the next one.